I simply never thought that less than 1 month away from bungee jumping out of a helicopter over the Grand Canyon with Will Smith on his 50th birthday was also going to be one of the lowest points in my life. This has made me very confused and lost, but in the process of finding clarity, I made a few realizations that I hope you'd allow me to share with you today as I give you an update on what's happening with the jump on September 25th and tell you about the challenge that Yes Theory will be launching tomorrow, which you can be a part of. Everything just happened so fast. I was on such a high, seeing a literal dream being manifested into reality. I was preparing to be in the best mental and physical shape that I've ever been in. I had this perfect vision of how I wanted to look and how I wanted to feel by the time I stepped out of that helicopter over the Grand Canyon, but it wasn't long until I watched this vision just fall apart. Shortly after Will Smith accepted our challenge, I found myself dealing with the biggest heartbreak of my life. I know that this is the first time I mention anything about the topic publicly since I made the video back in May, but unfortunately nothing has changed. I still have no relationship with my father, and I have absolutely no clue when or where I'll be able to see my family next. As I dealt with this new reality, I found myself falling deeper and deeper into depression. I completely abandoned self-care and noticed that every time I would try to climb out, I would fall back even deeper. I just couldn't even keep up. That state that I was in just made me hate myself. I couldn't comprehend why I couldn't make myself feel better when I had everything that I could possibly ask for to get me out of it. And with the lack of stability that our travels in Thailand and Europe created at the time, it was all downhill from there until this happened.
Being still is a superpower. You live and you do and you bang around and you get knocked and you have all of those experiences, and then you need huge amounts of time to just sit with it, to just be quiet, to just be still. And growth and expansion doesn't come from doing. Growth and expansion comes from relaxing and allowing it to sit in. And working out, they say lift, rest, recovery. Right? So sleep when you're training is just as important as lifting. And it's the same thing with expanding your mind and expanding your experience. You have to stop. As terrifying as it is, you guys will have to not, make videos for a period to let this stuff sink in and then wait for the next inspiration versus trying to force the next inspiration.
We took Will's advice and we all ended up going on the first break we had ever taken since we started Yes Theory 3 years ago. And the perspective that we just came back with was life-changing. I felt that something wasn't sitting right with the jump. I felt that it didn't push me to seek discomfort necessarily. I wasn't scared to bungee jump out of a helicopter, and I was looking for a deeper meaning on what that jump meant to me personally and what it meant to Yes Theory as a movement. I realized that it was more than just an epic stunt. It was a lot deeper than that. Every time I would feel beat down, Matt would always remind me of his favorite quote: "Action is the antidote to despair." Whenever he would find me in a bad headspace, Matt would always insist on me taking some sort of action. It literally didn't matter what that action was. It ranged from just pushing me to leave bed and get out and go on a walk outside, or meditate, or even make a video like this to share how I feel and how much this has been consuming my mind. And it worked every single time. I would instantly feel better because simply my brain breaks out of the pattern, and the thoughts that are coming to my head aren't those toxic, unproductive thoughts that I would be just filling my brain with if I'm completely on my own. And that's when I realized what the jump meant. Action. That first step. And that first step is often the most difficult because it challenges everything you've always thought yourself to be. Your mind and body do not like change. They find it very stressful and uncomfortable, so you always have to remind yourself that action will usually come accompanied with resistance. And what I learned from my journey taking action is the smaller the action, the more sustainable it's going to be for you. We all have leaps that we either think are too big or too scary, but today I'm asking you to identify what that leap or jump is and take the first step towards it. I guess now is the more exciting part of this video, and since Thomas usually does a better job than me in that kind of thing, I'll pass it on to him, but I'll see you at the end of this.
$24,901 miles. That's how many miles it takes to go around the planet. Imagine running that distance. Unrealistic, right? But what if you did it with 24,900 other people, 1 mile each? One small step to collectively achieve something seemingly impossible. Okay, now picture this. 24,901 Yes Fam members around the world from all kinds of backgrounds and ethnicities, all asking themselves the same exact question. What's my jump? And in pursuit of answering that question, we're all unified with the same action. 1 mile. 1 mile that brings you closer to your jump. 1 mile connecting you to a community of doers. 1 mile to run the world. So we challenge you to run with us and be a part of completing one full circle around the planet.
The challenge is happening tomorrow, and it's by far the biggest thing we've ever launched to our community. We need every single one of you to go out tomorrow and run. Bring friends, do your 1 mile, and make sure you go to the link in the description to pledge your 1 mile. Tell us where you're from so that we can send you an email with maybe a little gift.
And if you want to potentially make it into the video that we're making about this on Sunday, record yourself running your 1 mile and stating to the camera what your jump is. Follow the link in the description to figure out how to send us that video. Here's a quick example on how to do it.
This is my 1 mile run from Venice Beach, California. Self-care is my jump. What's yours?
Alright, so because this month for us, we're so focused on our physical health and our wellness for our personal jumps, we decided that we'd add specific items of activewear to the Seek Discomfort line. So these are some of the items that we're selling now. We're super stoked on them. If you go to the website, you can get your own, and we hope to see you on the run tomorrow.
No, there's no hoping. We will see you on the run tomorrow.